接下来是英文课，我将会用英文来做这个事宜。Next is English lesson by our ever popular Mrs. Khong. Mrs. Khong was our English teacher then, but today we are getting something more than that. It's English literature on Shakespeare. Let us welcome Mrs. Khong. Mrs. Khong, please.
Good morning, class. Welcome back to school. You left school in 1976 and you took a 45-year holiday. Now you're back, you will study 45 times harder. I remember that in Chongling, you studied one Shakespearean play, one whole book in 1 year. Today, your organizing committee has asked me to teach you all you need to know about Shakespeare in 3 minutes. That's 45 years of work in 3 minutes. So expect a very tough lesson. Let me start by asking you if you have ever loved someone so much that you will do anything for her. You don't see her faults because love is blind. Did you know that this phrase, love is blind, was created by Shakespeare and used in his play, The Merchant of Venice? Shakespeare created over 3,000 words that are still found in the Oxford Dictionary. And why on earth did he have to create words? Well, Latin was a very important language in the 16th century. There were not that many words in use in the English language. So Shakespeare had to create his own words or modify English words so that he could have enough words to write his plays. During the lockdown, I'm sure many of you spent a lot of time in your bedroom. Did you know that the word was created by Shakespeare? Bed plus room equals bedroom. The word fashionable was first used in a Shakespearean play. So are words like blushing and cold-blooded. The expression, all that glitters is not gold, and the phrase break the ice were all coined by Shakespeare. If you have used these words and phrases, you have been quoting Shakespeare without realizing it. You are Shakespearean scholars. There's nothing more for you to learn. Lesson over in 1 minute. Maybe you want to hear some stories about Shakespeare. Shakespeare was no scholar. He only went to school for 6 years, and he never went to a university. Yet he's regarded as the greatest writer in the English language. So if your grandchild says he doesn't want to go to a university, don't scold him. He may be a potential Malaysian Shakespeare. Shakespeare was no angel. He married when he was 18. Nothing wrong with that. But his wife was 8 years older than him. She was 26, and she was pregnant. Want to know more? Sorry to disappoint you, but it was his child. During his lifetime, William Shakespeare wrote 37 plays and many, many poems. His plays have been translated into nearly 100 languages, but I'm sure you're familiar with at least one, Romeo and Juliet. And I believe some of you probably can remember what Julia says to express her agony when she finds out that Romeo is from a family of an enemy. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Most people would say, why must you be Romeo? How romantic, how unromantic, compared to how Shakespeare put it. What do you say when you bid your wife goodbye or good night? Bye, take care. Correct? Compare this to how Juliet says goodbye to Romeo. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Saying good night to Romeo seems so intimate, so sweet. Juliet is saying it's sorrowful to part, but at the same time, she's happy to part as she looks forward to seeing Romeo again the next morning. To discuss William Shakespeare's quotes would take a century, but I sure hope this virtual lesson on Shakespeare has taught you more about him than what you learned in school. My 3 minutes are more than over. and I shall conclude my lesson with a conversation taken from Shakespeare's Macbeth, a conversation between three witches. When shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. Yes, we have been at war with the virus for 2 years. But we will meet again when we win this war. And yes, we will win. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Khong. It is inspiring to note that we don't need to go to university, but still can become a great writer like Shakespeare. And it's only now that I realize that love is blind come from Shakespeare. Anyway, allow me the indulgence to share a couple of things I know about Shakespeare and his wife. Laughing at your own mistakes can lengthen your life. That is said by Shakespeare. Laughing at your wife's mistakes can shorten your life. That is come from Shakespeare's wife. Serious? Is it correct? Let's check the facts. Life expectancy during Shakespeare times was 43 years old. Shakespeare was 52 when he passed away. So he lived longer than others by 9 long years. So what Shakespeare said and what his wife said must be correct. And Shakespeare definitely is a wise man that lived long. Thank you, Mrs. Khong. We also remember what you taught us in Shakespeare, especially his wisdom behind the quote, "Love is blind." Class is over now. Thank you.